Hello YouTube, and welcome to the Manchester Bolton and Bury Canal. Good morning YouTube, and welcome to the channel. My name's Adam. We're doing something a little bit different. We're out on the bike, but we're not out on the motorbike. No, we're out on the pedal bike, and we're just at, well, part of the Manchester arm of the Manchester Bolton and Bury Canal. I'm not going to talk too much about the history of it. It's not really what I do on my channel, and there's plenty of channels on there that do and know a lot more than I do. But briefly, that way is going back to Manchester, passes through Clifton, over the Clifton Aqueduct, and continues into Salford, where at Salford there's locks. Or was, well actually still is, because they've renovated that part of it. Used to be 2 locks, now there's 1 that takes you into the River Irwell, and then obviously the boats from there can go anywhere they want to go. This, where I'm heading now, is going to be down to Knob End, Prestoley locks, Knob End locks, whichever you want to call them. Called Knob End locks because of a small settlement that was up at the top in between like Prestoley and Little Lever. I hope you can hear me alright, because I've got a microphone attached to my camera. Probably not going to be able to hear a lot when I'm cycling with the wind and me panting, because it's the first time I've had this out in about 2.5 years. Anyway, we're going to make our way along here, part a few things out, stop for a bit of a rest, because you know, even though we're on lockdown, we can exercise, we can stop to have a rest as long as we're not loitering about too much. So I might stop for 10 minutes, have a rest, get the drone up, bit of a drone flight, and we'll see how we get on. So bear with me YouTube, something a little different, but I hope you all enjoy it. Since I last came down here, they have actually done up these towpaths. I think if you watch my video, and I'll stick a link up, where I do venture a little bit on here on the DR, but not too much. I just get past these people. Slow right down. Thank you. Yeah, this part, all the cobblestones had gone missing, so it was like quite a bit of a trough. This is the original cobblestones, and then it used to drop off these again into a light trough, and in bad weather you can imagine the mud and how slippy it was to cycle along here. Now they've made it so much better. To be honest with you, they could have done with getting rid of these cobbles. Not great on the backside. But that leads me on to a disaster that happened just down here. Not so long ago either. It's quite a big disaster here. That was if you was me anyway. Because I think it was just about here. I passed a jogger coming the other way. And then just as it goes up, we'll just stop here. Just as it goes back up onto this cobbled area, like I said, this was quite muddy and troughy. and I ended up going head first off my bike into the canal, and that was the right spot. That's the spot, really. There's the reason why. Just get past this guy. Cheers, mate. That spot there, really, is the reason why I bought my first action camera before I had a motorbike. Because my family wanted me to capture any impending disasters and laugh at me, really, falling in the canal. Anyway, that's enough of that. I think I've talked about that before, but that was the exact spot. The jogger carried on running, and I was swimming, clambering my bike back out and dragging myself out of the canal. But that's not going to happen today. No, it's nice and dry, nice and flat. I don't even think I can crash into the canal today, but we'll see. As you can see, it's still in water here, but it's overgrown. How long it'll be in water for, if this carries on. Needs a damn good dredging. And there is ongoing work on here to try and restore it, but it's led by volunteers with some funding from local councils, but it's mainly volunteer work. Is he going to let me through? Looks like he is. Hold up, down under there. Knock the camera off. Morning. It's quite busy, actually. Obviously I expected some people to be out, I didn't expect it to be this busy. Trying to do your piece to camera, and there's too many people about. This bridge I'm coming up to now is quite famous. There's a scene on Spring and Port Wine, if anybody's seen that. It features this part of the canal and the bridge. Right. Oh. If there is one bit I'm going to end up in the canal, it could be this bit. From here on, the canal does improve quite a bit. The water's a lot clearer. Looks like someone's been dredging it. It's probably the Angling Society, Bolton Anglers. I've been keeping on top of it. But if you just look round, a beautiful valley over there which you can't really see from here. We're going to go over the Irwell. You can see why I like coming down here when I get a chance. It's a beautiful part of the area, and it's not far from my house. Only took me about 5 minutes to get here on my bike. We'll continue along here, and we'll see about putting the drone up. Right. Morning. Oop. Getting gear on them. Actually somebody fishing. Or they just sat there having a look. Might just be sitting there looking. This that we're going over now is the Preston Aqueduct. That is the River Irwell. And this is the Preston Aqueduct. Obviously takes the canal over the River Irwell. We had a little brief history of the canal. It was commissioned in, oh here we go now, was it 1771 it was commissioned, and completed in 1808. So it's been completed 112 years. 112 years. This is a grade 2 listed monument. This bridge, there's quite a few grade 2 listed monuments along the canal. I think we'll go and try and go over there and see if we can have a drone flight down here. Have a look at the canal. the viaduct and the river, and then we'll head up the top of Preston Locks. Morning. A bit risky. Get a good angle of the viaduct from this side. That's the grade 2 listed monument. Not sure about this. This is more modern. That's the footpath. So you got a lot of horses going along that one. But let's have a go at sticking the drone up here. Looks like there's enough room to do it. And we'll get a flight around and get a bit closer. We're back on YouTube. We're now at the Bolton end, well actually little Darcy Lever end. This is where it ends. It's as far as you can get heading towards Bolton. So this is the Bolton arm of the canal. This is as far as you can go. You can still follow the towpath for quite a while, but there's nothing really to see and it won't be very good cycling down it. But like I said, this part is very well kept, still in water, still looks nice, still looks as good as it probably did 200 years ago. But the viaduct that took it over the road there that leads you up into Little Lever has been taken out, the aqueduct. Thank you. Right. So that's as far as we can go with water, and that's it. It would have carried on into Bolton, crossed over, let's say, the aqueduct over the main road and carried on towards Bolton, terminated at the docks at Bolton. But it's a really nice section. Always enjoy coming down here, and this has always been quite well kept, along with that section after the bridge that we ducked under. It's probably the two best kept sections of the canal, really, and that'll be down to the fishing society having. But I mean, I don't think there's a lot of fishing going on here anymore. So I think even this is going to start to get overgrown, because if you look closely at the water, which you won't pick up on the camera, there's a lot of weed. A lot of weed, a lot of reeds. Me and my brother fished it, took the kids about 18 months ago. We caught a few little tiddlers, but you can't fish it like you used to be able to. It's very wide here. There's been a lot of activity, a lot of arms stretching off to different collieries and stuff. Boat builders and collieries, and there's been a lot of collieries and a lot of coal dug from around here. So much so that it actually caused quite a few breaches to the canal over the years. Only small breaches, but breaches all the less where people were getting trapped in mines and things like that. But you know, the collieries carried on digging, carried on getting mining the coal, and eventually the owners of the canal at that time actually purchased all the coal under the canal to stop it being mined. Yeah, so like I said, caused a few breaches, caused a few accidents. I think there was some miners trapped for about 8 days underground due to it, and eventually the owners of the canal decided, no, enough's enough. And they were a steam railway company, and I'm not quite sure what they were, but I'll stick it up on the screen. At the time they owned the canal, and they decided, no, enough's enough, and they decided to purchase all the coal that lay underneath it, obviously preventing any more mining, which inevitably probably led to the closing, because the collieries all started to shut. And then eventually, along with the breach, which I'm going to show you, which happened in 1936, the big breach, then that was sort of the beginning of the end for the canal. As a commercial outlet anyway. It's still obviously used as leisure, and it's still talking about restoration. That date keeps getting put back and put back, but there's no reason why you couldn't restore. You know, they put things in place when they started to do up the Salford Arm, when they started to do up that area where it would have terminated before it would have joined the Irwell. You know, they've replaced that, recommissioned all that. So you know, I know a lot of it, there's roads, there's houses, it can't all be put back in. I think it was 15 miles, 1 furlong long. Had something like 15 locks, and then it maybe climbed up to 17 locks at some point. Or it went from 17 down to 15. It was widened as well. It was a narrow boat originally, and then it was widened obviously to go in line with the boats coming off the Leeds-Liverpool canal, so they could join onto this canal network. Here we are now, coming back up to the top of Knob End Locks. I've got a drone flight of this area. If anyone like to watch it, I'll stick the link up in the top corner. I'm not going to get the drone out here. It'll be nice on a nice day like today, but so I've done a bit of a video. I put 2 links up because I've done 2 videos of this area. One a drone flight, I want a bit of a walk around, talking about the history of it. Will be a nice day to fly in the drone here though, won't it? Maybe we will. Now this is the start of the Bury arm of the canal. Doesn't quite make it all the way to Bury. There's some of it still in water, as you can see this bit isn't, because this is where the breach happened, sending millions of tonnes of water and a couple of barges down into the River Irwell. We'll go down here, look at the breach, continue down as far as the Sion, Mount Sion steam crane, and then head back and put the drone up over the locks. This is the area which you probably can't really pick up. Let's stop here and have a look. That down there at the bottom is the River Irwell, and you can see part of the that big block there would have been out of the canal bank, and all this earth that's gone down here from here, this would have been the walls of the canal here. All this cascaded down and ended up down there in the River Irwell, sending obviously millions of tonnes of water down there with it, and a few of the barges. But nobody, miraculously nobody were killed. And the plan is, if they do recommission the canal, is to leave this in and add an aqueduct, which I think will be a really good idea, to add an aqueduct over the breach. Quite a lot of people about it. I didn't think there'd be this many people. Right, maybe I should have come out earlier. Morning. Let's head down to the Sion steam crane and then we'll head back. There she is. The Mount Sion steam crane would have offloaded the barges that stopped here, lifting the goods over into this yard, which at the time was a bleach works, Mount Sion Bleach Works. And this is another Grade 2 listed monument along the canal. Right, believed to be one of only 2 cranes of its type left. Obviously, as you can see, it's quite complete, but also in need of a lot of restoration. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. Back on YouTube. Well, we're back on. We turn around at the Sion steam crane. It does continue for maybe another kilometre, maybe the canal, maybe a bit longer, until we reach the end of the Bury arm at Radcliffe, where it just comes out onto, pops out onto the road, as it does the Manchester end, just pops out onto the road at Ringley. Thank you. As you can see, this is another well kept part of the canal. Tow paths are excellent now around here. Really good for cycling and jogging and stuff. I'll get back down here to Knob End, put the drone up. It was quite a dull winter's day last time I had the drone up there, so it'll be a different, it'll look different again, won't it, in the sun. A nice shot of the well through the trees. I know these GoPros don't really pick a lot of that up. I hope you can see that. Some feat of engineering, all these canals, aren't they? And it's a shame just to let all that go. You know, the history of it, the construction of it, the people that would have inevitably died constructing it, the thousands of boats that would have travelled it, would have had a massive say in our industrial heritage around here. You can't just let it go. It'd be criminal to let it go. Lovely ducky.